Okay, thanks for spending time with me today. We're looking at the next one, number 54, in the Preparatory Melodies to Solo Work by Max Pottag. This is called polka, and some of you may have played polkas. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. I haven't played it, and so hopefully I'll do a good rendition for you. But in any case, it should be fun. And polkas, as many of you know, are dance music. Okay, that was interesting. The way I use this book, or the way I have used it in the past, I think I mentioned in a previous episode that I haven't played out of these for a long time. So I'm kind of reading them again. And this is good because it stimulates you realize, oh gee, I need to pay attention here. It kind of wakes up your mind, wakes up the reading skills, which is, since these are so short, it's great material for just throwing in there to kind of see where you are in terms of the qualities, the physical qualities of your playing, and how musical you can be with this kind of material. It's a great challenge. For me it is anyway, so this is why I like to play these little things. Now, there's a lot going on here. You have big dynamic contrast, as is very typical with this book. So I need to let the air flow a little bit more easily. What a lot of people are doing when they play this kind of music is they're doing what I refer to as securing the notes with the tongue. Now that's not wrong. It's a great skill to have, but there's a danger in it. So I bottled up the air. Instead of playing with a fluid singing style of air, I've now pressurized the air. Again, that's not wrong. That's going to work really well for a lot of people. The problem with it is it tends to create tension in the body, and that makes it more difficult to be agile, to change dynamics, and to change range. So when you're working on something like the Bousquet 36 celebrated etudes for cornet, studies for cornet, that's a perfect example where you're changing register quite a bit. You're doing a lot of light cornet style, you have to have great agility. So here's some agility. And again, if you've been observing more than a little of my material, you can see that the themes are starting to come into focus now. This is a typical kind of dance style in 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, right? So it's kind of square and it's kind of vertical, but it's also can be a little bit syncopated. So I'm going to play through it without articulating, and this is something that I often do. And what I'm trying to find out is where I have to be agile in my movement through the pitch. Oh, I see where the problem is a very, very quick and syncopated drop into the lower register, or into the lower octave. And since that's, for most people, going to be a little bit less secure doing it with continuously flowing air as a slur, that makes it more obvious whether you're actually blowing correctly. And this is really important. You can develop your playing tremendously if you keep this basic principle in mind. You want to connect all the notes all the time. Now, you know, when you separate them with staccato articulation, they're not quote-unquote connected, but you're always blowing as if you're blowing straight through all the notes. Now, if you have a rest, obviously the air stops, but the music continues. So mentally, you're always connecting to the next thing that you're doing. And that's physically with the air as well. So if I go, oh, there's another one. Now I have an octave, another octave. That's a very quick movement that's syncopated. So listen to it again. Now I feel that as one continuous blow, and the way I'm playing it right now, I need to practice it a little bit because I'm kind of stiff, so I'm not going. I'm not doing this simple gesture with confidence. So I would slow it down and listen to it, and see if I could make it more convincing in terms of the connection between the notes. So this is like I think I've mentioned this before in other episodes. Connect the dots. And what that means is you've got dots on the page. You just take a pencil and you draw through the dots. Now, if you do that with reference to where the bar lines are and where the beats are, you'll see that sometimes those quick turns, like the E to the lower E and the F sharp to the lower, or the F sharp to the higher F sharp, is a very quick turn. And all you're actually trying to do is figure out the shape of the road so you can blow it smoothly. That makes everything work. So that's one of the main things that I would work on in this. Again, we have a lot of dynamic contrast, so don't freak out when you see the piano. Or the pianissimo. Never sacrifice the sound, the beauty, the control for the dynamic. If you can't play the dynamic, you'll figure it out, but not if you sacrifice the sound to get it. I played with some people, even experienced players, who control the sound, especially in the soft dynamics, by stifling the tone. So then you get something like, so the sound is very, very dull and kind of foggy. Well, that's true. It doesn't sound very loud out there. As a matter of fact, it probably doesn't get out into the hall at all. So when you're playing loud, again, turn that around. Rather, when you're playing soft, and it works in both directions, by the way, but when you're playing soft, always try and keep the resonance in it. That will help you tremendously. Now, this is fun. I'm not going to go on too long about this because it's a very straightforward, but it has a strong rhythmic component. You have there are people with a great deal more experience in this style of music than I. One of them is my fine colleague from the BSO, Mr. Rolfs. When he spent some time working with the Three Fat Dutchmen, who was a famous polka band in the northern Iowa, southern Minnesota area. And that's one of the things that moved him into playing in an orchestra. He realized, you know, I don't want to be doing this kind of music for the rest of my life. I need some more variety here and more challenge too. But this is a challenge in itself. So when you're working on this, make it a musical challenge. Listen to some polka music. And there are some people making their living playing polkas. Especially in the northern Midwest, you'll find a lot of that going around. Check it out, and it's actually a very fun and entertaining style of music. It's very lighthearted. It's very celebratory. So this is what we're looking for when we play this kind of music. Don't think of it as an exercise. Always bring the music into it. All right, I'll see you later on when you have some time. I hope you have a good day. Enjoy your practice. Bye bye.